Aptera, a company backed by a manufacturing guru and our monthly guest, Sandy Munro, has unveiled its second prototype in a cool video revealing some new additions. I'll talk to Sandy himself about this three-wheeled wonder, and InsideEVs and Forbes contributor Tom Moloughney will be here to be the third wheel. See what I did there? It's clever. Ford's all-electric F-150 reservation count has crossed a new big milestone, but will it catch up to the Cybertruck? We'll work on this math problem together, but another electric truck model from Lordstown Motors may be in trouble. And Porsche reveals the EPA ratings for its Taycan Cross Turismo. More math will need to be done here, so get some new batteries in your calculators and let's talk about it right now. Welcome to E4 Electric. If you are interested in everything that's going on in the amazing world of electric cars, well, you came to the right place. All you have to do is click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. Let's get to our top story. And the last time I was this excited about a three-wheeled vehicle, it had a little bell on it. See? Real picture. Right there, no filter. This time around, I'm talking about Aptera, a company that is making this futuristic and awesome EV, though I hope the bell is still an option. As a matter of fact, they have just unveiled their second prototype with the latest design and released this new California-style video. At first, I thought there will be a bunch of old farts like me driving it around, but no, look at that. Apparently, young people can enjoy solar technology too, but I guess if they're driving an EV, they'll get off my lawn much faster. For those of you not familiar, Aptera EV is a three-wheeled solar two-seater with solar panels, and it has up to 1,000-mile range on one charge though, and this is the coolest thing, you may never have to charge it at all since it can get up to 41 miles per day from the solar panels. And it's got some power, 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. That's right, it starts at around $26,000. That's before the incentives, and it goes all the way to around $45,000 if you want to get fancy about it, like getting that bell. Aptera is accepting pre-orders right now, but most pre-sale models are sold out, and the company is backed by the manufacturing guru and a monthly guest on this channel, Sandy Munro, who gave me a quick update on the latest developments. Before I play that clip, a quick reminder that this video is brought to you by Volkswagen ID.4, which I am now a proud owner of. One of my favorite features is the enhanced voice command system. I can do a lot of things in my car using my voice, including opening the shade of the beautiful panoramic optional roof without taking my hands off the wheel. See if you love the ID.4 as much as I do by exploring the link in the description of this video. Overall, why are you excited and why are you working with this company? What do you see in Aptera?
Okay, so first I have to tell you, I have invested in Aptera. And the reason for that is because, number one, I could afford it. And number two, I think that I like the concept of having a solar vehicle. So that's done. That's my little apology or whatever you want to call it for what I've done in the past. I still own that stock. So that's one. The second thing is that I need to do is say that we are working with them. So a lot of the stuff that we're working on, I can't really, that's not that, we have an NDA, so I can't talk too much about that. However, what I can tell you is that some of the tests that we've been producing and putting the companies through the paces have done remarkably well. Some of the crash tests, even before we put in the one of the key members for a suspension, it passed without that piece in. I'm really surprised at how well the car has done as far as crash worthiness is concerned. We've looked at the suspension, we've looked at almost every part of that car, and really and truly, I think that it's a winner.
In the latest video, we get to see a lot of the interior, and a lot of it reminds me of the Model 3, Model Y interior, and that's not the only Tesla-like feature. We have seen a Tesla plug in one of the prior videos, which means they may be working with Tesla on some of the tech, which I think would be very cool. You can also see the rear view camera, the side mirror cameras, and monitors, which are cool but not legal in the US, even for the motorcycles, and you can camp in it, right next to all the Rivians and Cybertrucks. It's got level 2 self-driving capabilities, the off-road kit, and a pet kit, which adds a pet divider so you can pretend like you're an Uber driver getting a 5-star review. The possibilities are endless. Now, Aptera is not a newbie. It has unveiled its first prototype back in 2005, but ran out of funding by 2011. They were obviously ahead of their time, but once the times caught up, Aptera reformed itself in 2019 to some rave reviews. For more, we turn to the InsideEVs and Forbes contributor, as well as one of the first Aptera fans, Tom Moloughney. All right, Tom, so why is this particular three-wheeled vehicle so popular all of a sudden?
Because it's cool as hell. Look at it. That's such a cool vehicle. Who wouldn't want to drive around in that thing? I know I would.
Are you a reservation holder?
I'm currently not, no, but when Aptera first came out back in like 2006, 2007, somewhere around there, I forget exactly when they formed, I was emailing them and saying, sell me one. I want to buy one of these. But at that time, they were only taking reservations for California residents, and I live in New Jersey. So, you know, I tried to reserve one back then. But now, you know, I mean, hey, who knows what lies in the future, but I have a couple of other vehicles that are a little bit higher on my list right now.
All right. Now, the fact that Sandy Munro is an investor and obviously an advisor, do you think that makes a big difference?
So, you know, I don't know how big, but yeah, it absolutely makes a big difference on a couple of fronts, Alex. First of all, you get Sandy's expertise in manufacturing, and this is such a revolutionary product that, you know, the entire manufacturing and engineering process is going to be different than a regular automobile. So having someone like Sandy kind of like double check and say like, hey, like, yeah, no, that's not going to work, and give you the reasons why is going to be very helpful. But also just having Sandy associated with the program, you know, Sandy's name carries a lot of clout. People respect him. People trust him. So, you know, if he says, look, I think this is a great vehicle, it's engineered well, I would drive it, I think that's going to help them sell more of them.
And so let's talk about the target audience. We know Tom of 15 years ago, who would have been living in California, would buy one. But, you know, originally I thought it was going to be like for rich people who would just drive it, you know, once a week to the Malibu beach. But in their latest videos, there's, you know, a couple of young girls enjoying it on the beach and camping. Who is the target audience?
You know, I don't know if there's one, it's so hard to pigeonhole and say this is the target audience. This is going to appeal to a lot of people, Alex. It's not going to be too expensive. I think it starts at $29,000, $30,000. You know, so it's going to be available to a wide array of people rather than, you know, a $100,000 electric vehicle that only, you know, a small percentage of the population could afford. This can be someone's only car. It depends on what your lifestyle is. Now, it wouldn't be if you've got 4 kids and, you know, you need to have the utility of moving kids around. But, you know, someone who's single, even a married couple that has children but maybe have other vehicles would fit into their lifestyle just fine. I think this is going to appeal to more people than I think you realize.
Don't forget to subscribe to Tom's channel, because he's got one of those as well. I put a link to it in the description of this video. Before I get to the second story, you are probably wondering why I'm not talking about the Tesla's Plaid event, since it happened earlier this week, or did it? Actually, I already did upload a dedicated video and posted it right after the event with some exclusive footage, so check it out after you're done here. All right, let's move on to the all-electric Ford F-150, and its reservation count has just crossed 100,000 reservations. And even some of my gearhead friends who normally would never think about driving an, as they call it, an electronic car, have made reservations for this one. The other week, the Cybertruck reservation count has hit 1 million units, per their unofficial tracker. Yes, there is one out there. Now, both require only $100 to reserve, so I would take both with a grain of salt, but it is a good indication that the EV revolution has reached a whole new level now that the electronic trucks are getting very, very popular. I'll be interested in seeing how many reservations the new electric Chevy Silverado will fetch, but we'll have to wait for that one a little bit longer. Let's talk about another electric truck that is due later this year, or is it? In a filing with the SEC last week, Lordstown Motors has disclosed that they may not be able to go on financially without additional capital past this year. And yes, you remember right, they have just raised $675 million from its reverse merger, so someone needs to get a calculator over there, and quick. Lordstown is also hoping to close a deal with the US Department of Energy for $200 million loan to help pay for the retooling of the factory that they got from GM. Because of the depleting funds, its first vehicle, the Endurance, which at this point sounds a little ironic, is expected to be limited to half of the year-end target. The new target is now a little over 1,000 units by the end of the year, and the initial production is expected to start late in September. Endurance will start at $52,500 before the incentives. It will have a range of about 250 EPA rated miles on a 109 kilowatt-hour battery, 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. It made an appearance at the White House last year, but I hope it will make many more appearances to come at job sites and driveways all over the country. Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo, the J-Lo inspired version of the Taycan, had its EPA ratings done, and just like with the Taycan sedan, the EPA ratings for the Cross Turismo were great if you compare it to the Chevy Spark. Otherwise, no. The numbers were a bit under the Taycan sedan version numbers as expected, anywhere from 202 to 215 miles, depending on the version. Now, it's important to note that Porsche EPA ratings are the most misunderstood out there. Pretty much everyone who has tested the real-world range, including our own Tom Moloughney, has reported anywhere from 10 to sometimes 40% more range than the EPA ratings, which is the opposite of what you normally get out of most EVs. Now, I know Porsche wants to underpromise and overdeliver, but this is definitely not only silly, but confusing for some buyers. You know, it's like if the Big Mac had actually way less calories than advertised. You know what? That would be kind of cool. But the Taycan has been selling very well this year, and I expect the Taycan family to beat the Model S in sales this year, like I have predicted. Especially now that Tesla took about half a year to even start delivering the new Model S. Boy, this year is really turning out to be very exciting. Don't forget to become a premium member to have access to some bonus material and support this independent channel. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember... Did I just forget my tagline? And remember to stay charged.